Hello and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how you import legacy tools into Photoshop and explain a little bit about what those are. So as Photoshop has advanced over the years, Adobe uh, retains a lot of its old tools, not many, or rather many, but it doesn't get rid of much. But they kind of encourage or put precedence over the new stuff, but they don't want to get rid of the old stuff because they still want to keep in mind some of their older audience. Older meaning they've been using the software for a long time. So what does that mean? They call those legacy tools. And to kind of put it in context, if you've been using Photoshop for a long time, you know what a legacy tool is. It's essentially you've updated Photoshop and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, where's that tool at now? It's a legacy tool now. If you're relatively new to Photoshop, then there may be a chance that you don't even know that you have access to these tools. So here's how you import them in. So as you can see, we're just going to kind of do two. Most of the tools have these effects, not all of them, but some of them. So as you can see, I have the shapes window open. We'll close that out for a second, and the brush window open. We'll close that out for a second. We'll go to window and we'll go to shapes and open up the shapes window. And this is my shapes tool here. And so if I'm wanting to draw a shape, you can see when I click on the shape tool, I want to have access to drawing leaf shapes or trees, wild animals, boats, and flowers. But there's so many more shapes that you have access to in Photoshop. And so those are in the legacy tools. So once you've opened up the window for, in this case, shapes, to access the legacy tools, we're going to click on my options up here, and you can see legacy shapes and more. And so it gives me my folder, and when I open that up, I have all the shapes that were in the 2019 version. And I have access to all the default shapes as well. So you can see how you get, there's lots with legacy that, that you have access to. So let's do it with brushes now. So I'm going to open up my brushes window. We'll close this out. And as you can see, again, it gives me general brushes, dry media, wet media, special effects brushes. But if I click on my options, I can access my legacy brushes. And there's my legacy brushes. And when I open it up, I get a lot more. I get calligraphy brushes. I get drop shadow brushes, natural, these are based off of textures. They're texture brushes, square brushes. So you actually have access to a lot more with the legacy stuff. Again, Photoshop not wanting, or rather I say Adobe, not wanting to get rid of everything. But it's this how they, I guess, strike the balance. I don't know. I just would think that they would just have legacy brushes as a default in there, but they know more than I do. But that is how you import legacy tools into your Photoshop palettes.